Hi there, welcome to Tuesday as Christmas is one day closer. Well, you probably know the Christmas story very well with all the characters, Mary, Joseph, Jesus, the shepherds, the wise men, but there are a group of people who are actually missing from the story. Yes, it's the spiritual and religious leaders in Jerusalem. They were not amazed by Jesus. They knew the scriptures, they understood the prophecies, yet despite everything they knew, these leaders missed the birth of Jesus because, or really despite their familiarity with the scriptures. You'll notice that in the Christmas story, that when the Son of God was born, not a single religious person was invited. People who should have known most about the birth of Jesus didn't really have a clue. The wise men, who had studied the Hebrew scriptures, came from the east because they'd seen the star. They knew the Saviour of the world had been born. They just didn't know where. When the wise men asked King Herod, he had no idea. But Herod's religious advisors knew exactly where the wise men were asking about. They'd been waiting for Jesus to come for hundreds of years. They discussed it, debated it, and dissected it. But unlike the wise men, they didn't even want to check out the claim, because over time they started to pay more attention to their traditions than they had to the Messiah. And we have Christmas traditions as well, all sorts of traditions really, and even though many of our traditions are important, we should make sure that we don't miss the real reason for the season. Of course, some of those characters in the Christian Christmas story is the wise men. And there's that carol that we sing regularly, "We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star." And you're no doubt familiar with that character. We call these men the wise men. Sometimes we call them kings. Well, as we come to the end of 2020, I ask, thinking of these men as kings, am I admiring, listening to, taking the advice of and worshipping the right kind of kings, the right wise men? This time of year is a great time for reflection, and there have been a number of just crazy things happen this year that makes it an excellent year for just reflecting on what the year has been like and how we've done in it, how we feel as we come to the end of this year and how we feel going into 2021. But I have to check myself on a regular basis to make sure that I'm not following the wrong three kings. There are three kings that really should not be in charge of my life. They're not the wisest. They are selfish. They generally lead me into trouble and away from my best intentions. In fact, they have the same three tugging at your heart who's trying to put me on the wrong path. Who are these three kings? Well, me, myself, and I. That's right. Those three kings get me into a lot of trouble, and I'm constantly battling to resist their rule over my life. Yet I still fall victim to their temptations. I want to encourage you to evaluate 2020 and to plan what you'd like to achieve in 2021. What you want to achieve, who you want to be, how you want things to change, and how you want for you 2021 to be different. We can't always, of course, change the circumstances. This year we've had lots of circumstances and restrictions thrust upon us. But how do you want to be in 2021? I'd encourage you, as I've said, to evaluate 2020 and to plan for 2021 and to resist those three kings, me, myself, and I. Bye for now.